All right, what's going on, everybody? Robbie here, and I hope you have an amazing day, an amazing evening, an amazing afternoon. That's one of the coolest things about the online space is that we're all in different time zones, different parts of the world, but we're all here to learn the same thing, which is amazing. And so, guys, welcome to the 6 Weeks of Success training, the brand new 6 Weeks of Success training. I am so excited to have you here with me today. We have a lot of people on today's workshop as well. And I figured we would because it's been wow, it's probably been almost a year and a half since we did the last 6 Weeks of Success. And so this is a brand new updated version for this year. The reason why is simple, because we want to always, kind of over deliver. And that's one thing I really believe with Commission Hero is over delivering and giving you guys the most up-to-date information to have the most success, right? And so I know a lot of you guys have been asking about wanting to do an updated 6 Week Success, and those those prayers have been answered because here we are today doing it for you live, and I'm super, super excited about that, guys. And so before we get started, let me know in the question box if you guys can hear me just fine and where you are listening in from. So always curious where people are listening in from. All right, let's take a look here. So let's wait for the question box to catch up. It's lagging a little bit here. Okay, cool. Yeah, awesome. Everyone can hear me just fine. Perfect. Awesome. We got people from, oh my gosh, all over the place here. It's coming in quick. We got Florida, Texas. We have Oklahoma. We have Amsterdam. Very cool. We have, let's see, India as well. We have Nigeria. We have Australia. Couple people from Australia, New Zealand. Where else we got here? We got UK. A lot of UK in the house, which is great. Awesome. So we got people from all over, which is really, really cool, guys. So, guys, welcome to the 6 Week Success. And today and for the next 6 weeks, we're going to be doing a live training every single week for the next 6 weeks. And the reason we're going to be doing this training is simple, because I want to give you guys the most up-to-date information to help you have success. So that way you can go from just getting started to then being in a position where you can run your ads, scale your campaigns, and have even more success, which I'm really, really excited about. Because there's so much success to be had. You guys know my story. A lot of people inside of Commission Hero have had a lot of success, and I have no doubt that you can have success too. So really excited to have you here. So if you're brand new to Commission Hero, welcome. If you are not brand new to Commission Hero and you're just going through this a second time, or maybe just restarting and getting a fresh start, absolutely awesome. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with getting a refresh and starting up again. That's great. So welcome to everybody here. And we're going to be going over a lot of stuff today, but today's actually going to be kind of a quicker session compared to the other sessions that we'll do, because as you know, one of the things that's really important to me is mindset, getting your mind right and being in a position from a mindset standpoint to succeed, right? Because at the end of the day, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you are absolutely right. Okay, I'm telling you that right now. Commission Hero, we have well over 10,000 people in Commission Hero. I've seen a lot of different stories, and the thing that is the biggest difference between the people that are doing great and the people that haven't had their breakthrough yet usually comes down to their mindset, what's going on between their ears. So we're going to be going over all that today, guys. So week number 1, which is the week we're on right now, we're going to be going over mindset. We're going to show you the big picture in terms of setting up for success. I'm also going to introduce a special guest as well, who I think everybody knows who it is, but I'm going to introduce him in just a second here. And we're going to be going over a lot of stuff, guys. So week 2, we'll be covering a business manager setup, ad account setup, warming up, everything like that, right? Week number 3, setting up your landing pages, domains, affiliate links. Week 4, creating your first Facebook ad copy and creatives are going to be going over as well. Week number 5 is launching your first conversion campaign, getting set up for that. And then also week number 6, as it says right here, let me actually make a quick edit here. It's actually going to be analyzing your data and more, right? So we're going to be going over all that stuff on today's training. And you can see this is live, guys. I had to just edit my slide right there. So analyzing your data and much, much more. And so really excited about it. So the basis of what we do during these 6 weeks is going to be very familiar to a lot of you, but there'll be some slight and important updates as we go through these 6 weeks. And I'm really excited about that, guys. And so for today, we'll be covering a bunch of stuff here, guys. Week number 1 is all about mindset, the big picture. We're going to be going over the 7 commandments to success with a couple updates, the step-by-step roadmap for success. I'm going to give you some homework, right? We're going to do some homework for sure. And then we're going to be doing that Q&A at the end of today's training, right? So we'll probably go for about an hour or so for today's training. It's a little bit shorter than the ones we'll be doing in the next couple of weeks, but also very important we do it. And so I want to bring on a very special guest today who is going to be with me and with you guys during our entire journey during these 6 weeks. And we've got Coach Daz in the house. Hey, Daz, you there?
Yo, yes, I am. Hey, guys, I can't tell you how pumped I am to be back here doing this 6 weeks of success again. I'm really excited for you guys. There's been, as you know, obviously things change slightly here and there, so we're really pumped to come out here and do it. When Robbie first came to me with this again to go do it again for you guys, I was all in. I go, yeah, this is going to be great. You guys are going to love what you see, get caught up, get everything current, and take you to a whole nother level. So I'm really excited.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I'm really excited to do this again. You know, I've been thinking about doing this for a while, and I'm glad we finally did it. So Daz, for people that are brand new to Commission Hero, and actually out of curiosity for myself as well, you know, the last time we did this was about a year and a half ago. Just tell me a little bit about your journey with Commission Hero, and also, you know, kind of let me know how things have been since the last time we did the 6 weeks of success. Like, have you had more success? Did you stop doing? Are you just playing golf all day? Like, what's going on?
Yeah. Most people that know me know I play a lot of golf, so that's great. That's why this all fits in with that. But no, as far as what's happened, I mean, yeah, it's been over a year and a half now. And when I first hit the goals I wanted to hit, I'm always setting goals higher for myself. But I can honestly say by still to this day doing it, I'm constantly smashing through my goals again and again and again. In fact, I don't know if I did my post in the Facebook group for users that didn't know, I recently got married again, but I was actually on a honeymoon. I had campaigns running while I'm on a honeymoon, floating around the pool in Cancun, and still made a boatload of money when I was there. So that's what's doable with this course when you take action and you do what you're supposed to be doing.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. And I remember you posted that, which is great. I see a lot of people in the chat here saying congrats on getting married. Yeah, that's definitely big congrats there. And yeah, so Daz, like what has been, you know, some of your highlights over the past, you know, year and a half or since we've done the 6 weeks of success? Obviously you've continued to have success. Like what has been some of your best days?
My best days. So we've been hitting, you know, I had goals. And first, when I started off in this, you know, I wanted the $10,000 day. Then I'm hitting $20,000 days. And then we were hitting beyond $50,000 days. So those were my goals. I mean, I hit numbers that it's mind blowing. And again, I still set higher goals for myself now. Now I'm going, you know, my goals now is I want to get up to the $100,000 day. I mean, everything's doable. It's just about building it and scaling it. But, you know, some of the goals I've succeeded and hit, I never ever thought it could be possible. And I mean, in all honesty, it's all down to Commission Hero, and it's down to Robbie. When I first met Robbie, it completely changed my life. Yeah,
that's great, man. I've seen your journey, and I got to tell you, like this is it always makes me happy to see that, because I know when, you know, even when you first joined Commission Hero, because you started as a student, right? And you know, I remember you had the same kind of setbacks and issues when you first started, and but one thing about you was you're just a bulldog, man. You just keep working at it, you keep getting it done, and I think that's really a big key to success. And I think one of the big keys to your success, because it wasn't like you doubted that it didn't work. It was just you gotta just make it happen for yourself, right? And you did that, and that's a big one. So that's why I'm really excited to have you on here as well, because I know a lot of people look up to you, and I think people are gonna be really excited to learn from you during the 6 weeks. So it's gonna be great. Awesome. All right. So cool. Yeah. So I think what we're going to do right now, guys, and I see everyone saying welcome Coach Daz as well. Yeah, so perfect. So everyone can hear Daz just fine. Great. So we're going to be going over a couple of things here, guys. We're going to be going over mainly the mindset and the big picture, right? And so what I want to do first is kind of go over a little bit of mindset here, but prior to that, we'll also go over kind of what the big picture is. Like, what are we trying to accomplish here in Commission Hero? What are we trying to accomplish here with the 6 week success? And at the end of the day, guys, like what we're trying to do here is we're trying to run ads to other people's offers to make money. Okay, that is what we're trying to do. Okay, we're not trying to reinvent the wheel. We're not trying to try other ways or methods to have success, right? The reason why you're in Commission Hero is because you signed up to follow a map, to follow a journey, right? And we have that journey all mapped out for you in the 6 week success. And that's why I'm really excited about that, guys. But here's a little quote, one of my favorite quotes of all time. And it's something that you really need to live by. Take a screenshot of this, pay attention to this. But the quote is this, guys: the main thing is to keep the main thing, right? And here's what I mean by that is that at the end of the day, our job as affiliates with this system is to take other people's offers, run ads to those offers, and then make money with them, right? That's all we do. Okay. So if there's anything outside of that that causes a distraction to you or causes you to veer from that path or focus on something else, you're not keeping the main thing. Okay. So really, really important to do that because, and Daz, like, I mean, you've experienced it working with, people as well inside, with private coaching and everything. You've witnessed people that kind of get that shiny object or they get distracted by, these little things that really at the end of the day, they shouldn't be focusing on. Like, wouldn't you agree?
Oh yeah, definitely. I was going to jump in then and say that. It's a good, I actually like that saying. The main thing is to keep the main thing. Yeah. Exactly. Avoid shiny object syndrome. Yeah, there's always going to be stuff that's going to be coming through your emails, coming through different things, bigger, better, badder things. Trust me, the only way to make it is you stay focused on one goal alone. That's exactly what that sentence really is that Robbie put in there. And just keep at it, keep pushing forward. And mindset is huge. Yeah. It's the biggest thing that we ever run into, especially as a one-on-one coach and all the students that I've taught over the year and a half, and also taken them to their next level in their business again and again and again. So that's why I know it works, and that's why I'm so passionate about it. That's why I'm here. But you have got to have the mindset and discipline. Discipline's another big thing.
Yep. Oh, 100%. You got to be disciplined, and you just got to keep putting in the work every single day. And that's important. And I think, and I love what you said there too, is that, you're a perfect example of it because, for the past probably just over 2 years now, that's all you've done is everything that we teach inside Commission Hero. Like that's been your focus. That's been your, that's the drum beat that you do every single day. And there's no surprise you've done over 7 figures using this. And sure, it hasn't been smooth all the time. Sure, you run into ups and downs, but as long as you stay consistent and you just keep the main thing, that's why you have the success. I mean, same with my situation. Over the past 5, probably almost 6 years now, this is all I've done. I haven't done anything else really. I focused only on this, and that's where I have. And the reason why I've been so successful, it's not because I'm special or have any special, superhero skills or powers. It's just the fact that I've just kept the main thing, right? Really important to do that. Okay. So Daz, what I think we can probably do here is let's actually go and kind of talk about the big picture. So what I can do here is I'm actually going to stop sharing and let me actually have you go ahead and see if you can share your screen. And let's see, let me actually make you the host here so you can go ahead and share your screen. Let me see.
Sure.
Yeah, cool.
And then, like you said, guys, like Robbie was saying then before we get to this, he's talking about, different things that happen in the business, different things that we come across, hurdles that come through. And I deal with this with students, when we come along, there's hurdles. Sometimes there's hurdles. It's not always tiptoeing through the tulips. There's things that can happen. And it's basically what really defines you is how you handle it. I always tell people that, life has problems. You're going to get problems, but how do you handle them? So you just keep pushing through, never look back, and just keep going. When you do, you will be rewarded. We always are. That's what I always try and teach.
Yep. 100%.
Okay, so here I am. I'm looking at the big picture, right? So this is the diagram that I had, and we had one similar to this on the first 6 weeks of success. I just kind of cleaned it up a little bit and made it better. And so for those new guys, new people on the call, this is kind of what we want to build as a structure, and this can go as big as possible, right? But this is just kind of the basic coming out the gate, the way you want to start in the beginning. All right, so the way I have this, I have it all into 2 profiles. Obviously, it can be controlled by one. So the first thing we do is we have our, correct setup for success. We have the Facebook profile 1, Facebook profile 2. Now this can be a family member or one of your other profiles, but we always tell people to have at least 2 admin rights on every business manager. In case something happens with one of the profiles, we are still going to have the ability to send an invitation out from the other profile. And this will all be explained to you later as we go through the whole 6 weeks on this setup. So If you get a little bit confused and looking at it saying, what's he talking about? Don't worry about it, because we're going to take care of this as we go. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So under the first profile, we have two business managers. BM, we have business manager 1 that's going to hold the pixels, and BM number 2, which would be one that we're going to run ads on. Okay. So in theory, every Facebook profile you have, you can create 2 business managers on it. So that's why I did that for this particular example. Now, sometimes on a Facebook profile, you can actually create more than 2 business managers depending on the age, but overall it's normally 2, right? So on the second profile, we have another 2, and as you can see, they're all connected to each other. So each profile is on all 4 business managers. So we have them all here set. And again, the pixel, what is the pixel house? Well, we're going to be going into the pixel and exactly what it is later on down the road, but in essence, it's actually a data sponge. Imagine a sponge on Facebook that when you send data to it, it's a dried up sponge on the counter. And as the data comes, it's like putting water on the sponge, and the sponge gets bigger and bigger. That's what happens. So the way that we teach is to protect a pixel in a business manager all by itself. And then what we do then is we connect it to the other business managers to run the ads. So for example, I'm in BM number 1. Underneath there will be a fan page, niche related to whatever niche we're going to go into, whether it be DIY, health and fitness, weight loss, energy, that kind of stuff. And each one of these business managers would have a fan page on. And then under them would be an ad account with more ad accounts and then audiences. Each ad account comes with an audience. So I'm going to open all the bubbles up so you can see. And there we go. We have that's pretty much our setup we're looking for. So when we're running stuff, what we do is we connect the pixel, we connect it to the ad account we're going to run from, and then we also connect it to the audiences. And as we run ads, it creates a dynamic triangle, taking data back to the pixel, feeding the audience, feeding the ad. Now, it may be a little complicated now. Some of you might be looking at it going, wow, that's pretty intense. But trust me, guys, it's super simple once you get it down.
Yeah.
And the reason why we do it like this is in case something was to happen with, our account on Facebook or anything like that, we can easily come in here and disconnect the connection. All we have to do then is come back over here, reconnect to the next business manager or asset that we have, and away we are again running ads. Launch our ads and away we go. Once we figure out what problem we have over here, we come in here, we connect to this one, connect it back. Now we're running on 2 business managers. Mm-hmm. And this can go on and on and on and on. And this is one of the ways that we scale. We're able to scale horizontally across as many as we want. So this initial deal here, I know the lines and everything can be intimidating, but at the end of the day, when you get to break down, when you break it all down and look at it, it's really quite simple, and it's nothing to be scared of. It's just one of the processes that we're going to be showing you.
Yeah, absolutely. This is great. Yeah. And so I see a couple of questions here in the chat, and guys, just so you know, we're going to answer as many questions as we can live with you guys, but we'll also we're going to be behind the scenes kind of answering questions as well. So because we have a lot of people on today's training, and I want to make sure we get as many questions as possible. But and also, just so you know, guys, this will be recorded, okay, and it will be in the guide section, right? So we're going to update everything in the guide section and in the members area as well. But one of the questions that someone is asking is what is the point of a pixel house? Do we really need to have a pixel house?
That's a great question. Yes, you actually do, because it's, at the end of the day, I call it the golden egg, right? Mm-hmm. The whole business, the golden egg. The pixel is where we spend money to send data to the pixel and to season the pixel. So we want to protect the pixel. We don't want to have an issue with Facebook and then disable the business manager or the ad account and lose all of that data that we need, right? So that's, and trust me, guys, sometimes it's just an algorithm. It just happens, but we try and be as safe as possible. So that's kind of like why we go here. And as you're going to know, as you get more and more into the business, the business managers themselves, the ad accounts themselves, they're mere vehicles. That's all they are. So like a tool, the tool gets broken, throw it away. Mm-hmm. But the pixel, you want to keep that. You want to protect it like it is a golden egg.
100%. Yeah, I agree 100% because here's the thing, guys, like before, we didn't have to do a pixel house. It was because years ago, Facebook would never, you run into issues with shutting down the business manager. It would never happen, right? So you never have to worry about it. And so, one thing you'll find, guys, is, and we'll talk about this later on, is like, you just have to kind of just have basically have the mindset of shifting when Facebook shifts, right? Like you have to be fluid with the situation. So, this is why we do the 60 Success, because, we found that, oh my gosh, like Facebook gets to the point where maybe they disable a business manager. Okay, well, that's not good because our pixel, if it gets disabled, then we lose our pixel. Well, what's the solution? Okay, well, we'll have a business manager that holds the pixel, right? So essentially that's what we're doing, guys. We're creating a house, so to speak, that we can put our pixel in and protect it, so that should something happen to the business manager that we're running ads from, it gets disabled, not a big deal because our asset, which is the pixel, is being protected. So that's definitely a big one there. Another question I see, Daz, that people are asking here, I see it a couple times actually here in the chat, is people are asking, you're posting like on this bubble chart here, you have 2 Facebook profiles. Do you need to have more than 1 Facebook profile?
No, absolutely. Yeah, the more the merrier. I mean, I believe that, it's part of the business for the assets, and yes, you should have more profiles, because like anything, we need them. We need them, and I would say never get complacent just sitting on what you have, because I've seen many people, something happen and they're going, oh my gosh, I have to go get a Facebook profile now.
Yep.
And I have to warm it up. So yes, you can have as many as you want, guys, as many as you want.
Yeah, that's a great tip. Yeah, and I think that it's important to remember, guys. And so, the most important thing that I would say is that just know that when it comes to Facebook, running into issues or having an account shut down or a business manager or a profile is normal. It's going to happen. It's not a matter of if it happens, but when it happens. Okay.
Yeah.
And so one of the things that I've said many times to students in the past is make sure you're set up, like what's going to happen, so be prepared for it, right? It's like you may get a flat tire at some point when you drive your car, so that's why you have a spare tire. You don't get a flat tire then go and buy a spare tire. No, you have it with you in case and when it happens. Okay, same thing with Facebook, is always have a spare account, have multiple accounts going, and that's important. And it's so funny, there's so many people that I've talked to that when they they do have an issue with their account, they're like, oh my gosh, Robbie, I wish I listened to you, because I now I have to go through the process of getting set up again and get a new profile. And it's like, those are things they could have done had they not procrastinated, right? So really important to have multiple profiles, business managers, stuff like that. Don't let this overwhelm you guys. I mean, it's very simple once you get set up and started, but just know that's kind of the way that works. A couple other questions we're getting here, Daz, is before we kind of keep moving forward here. Another question we're getting asked is like, how many fan pages do we need like in a business manager?
Pretty much just one in the niche that you're working on.
Yep.
There's no need. You don't need 4 and 5 fan pages in the same niche inside your business manager. And normally we teach, stick to one niche and just promote in that business manager to the one niche.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
you only need one. Some people get mistaken and they put like a whole bunch in there, but you don't need to. One in the niche that you want to be targeting is just fine.
Yeah, I think exactly. I think that you don't have to have like one per account or anything like that. Like just one in the niche you're doing. Yeah. Another question I get asked all the time is can you have multiple niches in the same business manager? The answer is yes. I mean, usually you're going to focus on one offer and one niche at a time, which we'll talk about a little bit later on. But yeah, that's the big thing, is that we want to, one fan page per niche is more than enough to start, for sure. Yeah. Awesome. Cool. Anything else you want to add, Daz, to the bubble chart before we keep going here?
No, I think everything's there. Like I said, again, guys, it looks a little complicated sometimes to newer people, but at the end of the day, when you break it down and get your head around it, you're going to see that it's pretty straightforward. And you can imagine that this thing could go as wide as you want it to go. I just want you to understand that. And remember, I'm only counting out ad account number 1, ad account number 2 underneath. Now, the way the BMs go, you know, the more you spend, the more trust you get. Facebook rewards you guys and gives you more ad accounts over time. For example, I have an account, I go to 3 ad accounts. I'm spending money advertising, you know, playing by the rules, as we can say. And then all of a sudden they give me 5 ad accounts, then I get 10 ad accounts, then 20 ad accounts, and 40 ad accounts. And the most ad accounts I've ever had on an account is 80 ad accounts, which is, you can do a lot of damage, guys, with 80 ad accounts, trust me.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's where it gets fun, right?
Yes, that's where it gets fun.
It's fun.
Yes.
Yeah. But it's so important, guys. Like, you know, I know a lot of people want to jump to that part, but guys, this is where we put in the foundation, right? We got to build that foundation. And honestly, like this, what you're looking at on your screen, guys, is the foundation, right? In terms of, you know, profile setup, business manager setup, fan page, like that. This is what it is. Okay. So you should be good to go. So, awesome. Well, Daz, if you want to go ahead and make me a host again here, and just go on to if you go on the participant side there,
sure.
You just click on the more and then make me host. That'll be awesome.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'll get that done. I'll get that. Okay, there you go.
All right, cool. Yeah, awesome. Let me go ahead and just share my screen again. Perfect. Yeah, so we just went over the big picture. Now, I know that can be a little overwhelming. I see some people saying, whoa, that was a lot. And it is initially, guys, but just trust me here. Like, you just got to, you know, immerse yourself in this, just take your time, and it will start to make sense. And in a few weeks from now, it's just going to be just like a second language for you, right? It's going to be very, very easy to understand, right? So we went over, guys, keeping the main thing is really important. Now let's talk about the 7 commandments for success, right? These are commandments that I've talked about on the last week, 6 Weeks of Success. And these are commandments that I'm going to talk about today as well, because they really haven't changed. And there's something that a lot of people still don't quite follow yet. and it drives me nuts, because I know that if you follow it, you can have even more success. Okay, so here are the 7 commandments for success right now with Commission Hero. And the first one is slow is fast. Okay, slow is fast. One of the things that I see a lot of people make, the most common mistake, is they move too fast. And what I mean by that is they jump into Commission Hero. Within a 24-hour period, I see them posting in the group, how do I run my ads? I'm starting to run my ads. Like, what do I do? It's like, whoa, you just jumped into the course. And so the first thing you need to do anytime you join a course, specifically, you know, Commission Hero, is you need to go through everything first, right? Take your time. Slow is fast. Okay, slow is fast. That's a big one, and especially with Facebook, because you know, if you're running and moving too fast on the Facebook platform, you'll run into issues. It may shut you down. You may have a setback that could have easily been avoided had you gone slow to begin with. Okay. Now, listen, I get it. We all want to get to that point where we make, you know, $100 in a day, $1,000, $10,000 in a day, or make 7 figures like Daz has. And you can absolutely get there. I mean, I have no doubt you can, right? Because I've done it, Daz has done it, a lot of people have done it, and you can too, right? But I'm telling you right now, guys, the people that have the most success take their time. They go nice and slow. They go nice and steady, and they don't skip steps, right? Because if you're moving too fast, chances are you're going to miss something that probably is going to come back to bite you. Okay, I don't want that to happen to you, because you're just going to waste more time. It's actually going to be slower if you move too fast, because you'll have to redo things. You'll have to go back where you started. You might have something get shut down. You have to redo everything once again. So guys, promise me. Actually type in the question box right now, guys. Type in slow is fast. That you promise me you're going to make sure you go nice and slow this time through the 6 weeks, because that's important, right? I'm not just saying it for the sake of saying it. It's because it really is true. Daz, anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, that's a really good point, because I mean, guys, seriously, even I do this on a big scale, from what I've learned from Robbie and the whole course and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm at that level. But when I first started out on this thing, I did the exact thing that we're talking about right now. I did not do slow as fast. Yep. I went fast as fast. And as a result, I got all my accounts shut down, and I had to deal with rebuilding everything, get back up and running, learn my lesson, slowed down, came out the gate, and that's when I crushed it and took it to the next level. So yes, I cannot stress this enough, and I deal with this with one-on-one coaching clients that I'm constantly pulling them back and holding them down and saying, telling them to slow down. You have to slow down. Facebook is looking at everything in the beginning. And if you're going in there like a bull in a china shop, they're just going to shut you down. Their instant security measure is disable the account. That's it. And then ask questions after that. That's what happens. So that's why it's so important to take your time and go through the process the way that we're showing you to be able to get there with the least amount of problems.
Yeah, 100%. And it's funny because I remember that you did do that. You moved really fast. I remember being on a couple calls with you, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like he's moving too fast. And I remember thinking to myself, I'm like, man, he's either gonna figure this out or he's gonna, just keep on going too fast. And he figured it out, which to your credit. And the thing that's funny is that most of the successful students went through that process too, right? Where they're like, okay, I got it. Like, I got this figured out. And then they kind of fall on their face a little bit and they say, oh my gosh, like I need to take a step back. And when you do that, oh my gosh, then the results and the success happens a lot easier. So yeah, absolutely. Like slow is fast. Really important, guys. You've heard it from me, you heard it from Daz. It really is something you need to follow for sure. So that's commandment number 1. Okay. Let's go on to commandment number 2, which is to go through the entire training, which kind of leads and kind of complements commandment number 1, right? Because we talked about going slow is fast. Well, same thing when it comes to this commandment here, guys. Go through the entire training. I see a lot of people that will be like, Robbie, I watched the intro video and I'm going to start my ads. What do I do next? And I said, well, first of all, no, you didn't watch the intro video because in the intro video, I say, don't do anything until you go through the entire training. But it's so important because once again, guys, like everything here in Commission Hero is geared towards success. The crazy thing, like everything that you guys have in Commission Hero is responsible for helping thousands of people make millions of dollars collectively in the last 12 months, right? You guys probably have seen the letter from ClickBank themselves where, they surveyed 1,000 people, just 1,000 people in the Commission Hero. And they found those students generated $26 million on the ClickBank platform. That's just 1,000. We have 10,000 people in the course, guys. So a lot of money has been made. So everything that you are learning today is worth its weight in gold, literally, okay? So you have to pay attention to it. It carries weight. And you have to make sure that you pay attention to it, right? And that's why we say go through the entire training because there's a lot of nuances that we go through here. And we've kind of been down this path before you have, right? So we know where the landmines are. We know where the issues and the roadblocks and the setbacks are. And all you have to do is just step where we're stepping, okay? But if you decide not to do that and decide to watch 1 or 2 videos or just breeze through it and kind of watch it without watching it, you're going to make mistakes and you're going to have setbacks, guys. And I don't want that to happen to you, right? This is your warning. This is why I'm saying a friendly reminder to make sure you go through the entire training because there really is a lot of steps. Like, man, right, Daz? Like, there's so many little like tiny little steps, and one little thing that may not seem like a big deal ends up being a big deal, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good point because even when we get coaches and we get students sometimes and we start on the first call, the first thing I do is look over everything they're doing. And even though they feel like they've been through everything and they tell me they haven't because there's so many different things missing in their whole foundation, which is almost the most important part of the thing I see. And I cringe. Yeah. I'm like, well, I can kind of see you didn't do this, you didn't do that. And trust me, you're vulnerable. So, foundation is a foundation. It's like a house. So if you build a house on bad foundation, it's going to fall over. You've got to understand it's the same with this business. It's very, very important to go through everything. And as coaches, and I teach all the other coaches too, we tell students, make sure you go through all the training and all the videos. And you know what? Do it twice, not just once. Go through it again because there'll still be something you missed.
Yep, 100%. Yeah, I can't tell you how many times I've heard from students that were like, yeah, I watched this video a little while ago, and then I watched it again, and I didn't even realize like you had said this one thing, and I missed that step. And it's it's like sometimes you got to watch something 2, 3, 4 times even to do it, right? Like I think that's really important because a lot of times because the thing is too, right, guys, like when you first watch a video, like you're gonna hear the words and everything, but it sometimes it takes a little time for you to understand it, right? Because everything is brand new, and a lot of times it can be like overwhelming and it can be like a deer in headlights type of thing. But once you kind of get the idea and the concept, then things start to make sense. You're like, oh my gosh, like this connects to this, and I know this connects to that. And so, yeah, absolutely, you got to go through, a few times in order to really, kind of grasp it and master it, right? So that's important. Awesome. Okay. So yeah. So guys, really important you go through the entire training. It's funny. I actually see a couple people in the question box here saying that they are guilty of doing that. Right. And hey, I appreciate you being honest, and that's fine. But make sure you make a commitment to yourself to go through the entire training. And guys, if you've been in Commission Hero for a while, go through the training again. Like go through it again. I think that at the end of the day, guys, the basics, like keeping it simple, going through the basics, and like constantly going through that process is going to make you more money and going to make you more successful, right? For example, just recently, I was reading a book it's called Winning by Tim Grover, and awesome book. It's basically about, basically what winners do. And if you don't know who Tim Grover is, he is, one of the trainers. He trained Michael Jordan, he trained Kobe Bryant, he trained a lot of people. And so in the book, he talks about Kobe Bryant, right? And Kobe Bryant one day was at a practice, practicing, and all he did for about 2 hours was this one move, right? And he practiced this one move, and he did it without a basketball, right? So literally the same move, same pattern for 2 hours. And we're talking about, one of the greatest basketball players, in his generation and of all time, definitely one of the greatest. For sure. And even though he was one of the greatest, and he could probably kick anyone's butt on today's training with one-on-one, when he was alive, he still kept going back to the basics, right? Because he knew how important basics are, right? The great athletes know that. The most successful people know what it's like to go back to basics, and because the basics are where the success lies, right? So really important to remember that, guys, because a lot of times we try to get too fancy. We try to reinvent the wheel. We try to do things a little bit differently. And usually you have to make a full circle back to the basics. And that's where you get back on track. Okay. So really important, guys, go through all the training. The first step is watch all the videos in the members area. Okay. Watch all those. Like you have access to it, right? And we updated all the, pretty much all the videos in the members area this year, right? So you have access to all that stuff. And when we have new stuff that comes out or everything like that, I post a new video in there for you as well. So really important you do that. Okay. So those are in the members area. Also, watch all the videos, right? Including this video here. Once we have it, once we're done the live and we have it recorded and ready to go in the guides section. Okay. So it used to be called the unit section. Now it's called the guide section. And then also watch past Q&As. So we have a couple coaches that do a live Q&A in the Facebook group every week. So make sure you watch those live. But if you can't make it live, those are also going to be in the guide section as well, right? Now, if you don't know where the guide section is, it's literally right here. So on desktop, it's right there where it says guides, that red arrow there. And then where on mobile, it's right there on the second one from the left, okay, where it says guides. Click on that and you'll see all the information you need there as well, okay? So guys, is it making sense so far? Let me know in the question box. Just type a 1 if this is making sense so far. All right, cool. All right, a lot of ones coming in. Perfect. Awesome. All right, so let's get to commandment number 3, which is to focus on success. Ooh, this seems like a simple one, but for a lot of people, it's tough, right? And the reason why is because, what's the expression? Misery loves company, right? I see a lot of people that they love to focus on the negative, right? They love to focus on reasons why they can't be successful. They love to focus on reasons why, or other people that are failing, right? And so I'm a big believer, guys, in life, you get what you focus on, okay? If you want to be successful, focus on successful people. If you want to be not successful, then focus on people that are negative. Focus on people that are failing, right? And I guarantee you'll fail too, right? So really important, guys. Focus on success. When I first started my journey, 7 years ago, at this point, it's was something that was kind of I had to train myself to do because I was a little bit of a kind of an introvert. I was I wouldn't say a negative person, but I always come up with excuses or, oh, geez, like I can't do that. I don't know how to do that. That sort of thing. Right. And it wasn't until I focused on people that were being successful and trying to copy their patterns and their habits and what they do on a daily basis and how they think and how they talk and how they act. it changed the way I think, talk, act, and do, right? And the same thing needs to happen with you, right? If you want to be successful, guys, focus on the people that are successful inside a Commission Hero. And there's a lot of them, right? Not just me, not just Daz. There's a lot of people that are successful. And you want to focus and see on what they're doing, right? And what their thought process is and how they were able to get to that success, right? Really, really important. Okay. Don't focus on silly things like, getting an account shut down, right? You'll never see me post, oh my gosh, I got my account shut down. Never, because I focus on success. You'll never see dads post that. You'll never see coaches post that. I mean, it just doesn't happen because we focus on success. That's the most important thing, right?
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point, Robbie, because I get that all the time when a student goes through one of those scenarios, which, like you said earlier on this call, it's not a matter of if, it's more of a matter of when.
Yep.
An account gets disabled, because it happens, and sometimes it's just an algorithm robot. But I get students, and I got to drag them out the rabbit hole they try and go down, or climb up a tree. I got to grab a hold of them, pull them back down the tree, and say, just stop it. I mean, negativity is negativity, and if you go in the group and run around with your hands in the air and in a circle with the other negative people that seem to do that, and I feel personally as a coach, if they spent as much time working on positive things as they are complaining, they would probably get somewhere, right? So that's how it is, guys. You got to remember that. You just got to remember to, when I tell them, I said, rather than focusing on the problem, let's focus on the solution. Mm-hmm. Put your energy there, not on the other one, because it's a bad place to be. So
100%.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's so true. And it's, kind of, like you said, for me personally, I've never met anybody that was able to complain their way to success. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. I've never met someone with such a negative mindset that would be successful. Right? It just doesn't happen as well, guys. And also at the end of the day, guys, if you're focusing on a problem, then what you're going to get is more problems. Okay. If you always say, hey, this is a problem, what is the solution? How can I figure this out? Right? Then guess what happens? Your mind becomes open and you're able to figure out solutions to those problems. Because let's face it, guys, having problems is not a bad thing. It means that you're alive, okay? Because the only people that don't have problems are dead people. Dead people do not have problems because they're dead, right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
But because you're alive, because you got a heartbeat and you're still, living another day here, guess what? You're going to have problems. And the key is, and what we're trying to do here is we want to turn your problems from being things like, oh, how am I going to be able to pay my next bill? How am I going to be able to get my account back? How am I going to be able to do this? Those are problems, right? And I want you to turn those into other problems, right? Like just recently, me and Daz were having a conversation probably a week or so ago. And he's like, I got to figure out my tax situation because I'm making too much money right now. And I don't want to give as much money to the government, right? Which I don't blame him, right? Yeah. So, but guess what? Those are good problems to have because, even in Daz, right? Like 2 years ago, you weren't having that conversation with yourself, right? No. That's yeah, it's so important, guys. So remember, problems are okay. It means you're alive. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to give you more problems, right? And these problems are going to be better problems to have, okay? So, but in order to do that, you have to focus on success. You have to focus on success. And guys, I would tell you the biggest thing to do is, for example, we have inside of the guide section of the Facebook group, we have a ton of success videos, right? Where I interview all the successful students, or most of them at least. And actually, well, not even most of them, there's tons more, but the ones I've been able to get a hold of to do an interview, and watch those. And you'll see a common denominator through all of them, right? And that common denominator is, I started out, I wasn't sure, if I could do it, and I kind of dabbled, and then finally, for whatever reason, something clicked. They went all in, and they started to crush it, right? And so focus on those, watch them again and again and again. And also the other thing I would say is, picture yourself already being successful, right? Because you have to do that too, because so many people, they don't picture themselves as successful right now. And so their actions and the way they kind of conduct themselves every single day is a reflection of that, right? And so you need to picture yourself being successful, just as you would picture yourself going on vacation, right? You book this amazing vacation. Guess what you do? Even though it may be months away, in your mind, you're picturing yourself on that beach, sipping that margarita, having a good time, right? You already picture yourself on vacation. So do the same thing, but do it with success, okay? And success can mean whatever, whatever you want it to mean for yourself. It could be a dollar amount, it could be a lifestyle, whatever it is. Like picture that, and then hold on to that, right? Really, really important to do that. Okay. And so, like I said, guys, watch all the videos in the inspiration section of the guides. Search for success posts in the Facebook group. There's tons of them, tons of them. And the other thing you can do, and I know a lot of people have done this with my ClickBank screenshot, is you can just take a screenshot of a successful student or one of my screenshots and make it the background of your phone, right? And that way you're looking at it every single day. And that can be very helpful, right? Just kind of that affirmation type of thing, right? And the other thing I've seen is I've actually seen people, kind of print out screenshots of other student success and put it on their walls. And I've had some people take it a step further. One student actually took a picture of my face and put it on their wall in their office, which was, kind of weird, but at the same time, like, good for them, like, because that's what it took for them to be successful and they were able to have success. So that's a couple tips there when it comes to focusing on success. Guys, is this helpful so far? Let me know in the question box if this is helpful so far, and if you're having kind of some light bulb moments going off where you need to focus on success. And listen, sometimes it can be easy being negative. I catch myself doing that sometimes, but I never stay negative, right? I always think, oh man, I shouldn't be like that. I gotta get back in shape here, right? So yeah, cool. Everyone's saying they're loving it. Perfect. All right, so commandment number 4, guys, is ask questions, but use the search bar first, right? And so this is important, right? So this is an update because last time we did the 6-week success, I said, ask questions. And then now I said, well, we need to have a little clause in there, but use the search bar first. So here's what I mean by that, guys, is literally inside the Commission Hero Facebook group, there is so much information in that group, right? You gotta consider 10,000 people, 2.5 years of information, right? Any possible topic, any possible setback, any possible situation that you could have, chances are somebody's posted about it already, okay? So all you have to do, guys, on the top left of the Facebook group, there's a search bar, and just type in whatever keyword you're trying to find, right? Maybe account shutdown or credit card issue or whatever, or success, like post, and just type that in, hit search, and you'll find tons of stuff, guys. And this is big because a lot of times, I'm in the group every single day answering questions, but sometimes you want to get, a little bit of a quicker answer. And I understand that because you're in the groove, you want to get going. Just search bar, right? Hit the search bar. You'll get your answer right away. Okay. But after that, guys, if you use the search bar and you don't find something that you were looking for, then of course, ask questions, guys. Obviously ask questions. I want to be open and ask any questions you want in the Facebook group, and I'll be there to answer every step of the way. You guys know that. For the last 2.5 years, I've answered every single day in the Commission Hero group. I haven't missed a day, and I'm in there pretty much all day as well, unless I'm sleeping or golfing or whatever. But yeah, I'm in there every single day. So ask questions, guys, but use the search bar first. Daz, anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, I agree. That is a great point you're bringing up there, and it's the same with almost everything. No matter when you're going through the course, like let's say you're working in ClickFunnels, you're working on your landing page, you can't figure something out. I tell students multiple times, when I get stuck on something, I don't know how to do something, or I need to know right now, or I'm working on a Google Sheet, for example, from some tracking purpose in my business. I'll go to YouTube sometimes and I'll type in YouTube, how to do this in Google Sheets, and I'll find it. And there's so much stuff at your fingertips that people don't utilize because some people aren't really used to it. So you're just thinking, oh, I'll just ask someone, I'll wait for an answer. There's a lot of the answer today. You can search it, and you can search a question on Google. You can go, YouTube is a great way to find things. Like ClickFunnels, for example, when students get stuck on ClickFunnels, there's a ton of tutorial videos in ClickFunnels. Things to teach you everything, how to configure a button, how to do this. And again, YouTube, you can go there and type in how to do something on ClickFunnels. You're going to find it. Yep. So you got to be self-sufficient, and resourceful as well. It's really big in this business.
Oh, 100%. I mean, you have to be resourceful. It's like, we have so much information inside of Commission Hero, and we're there every step of the way. But, a lot of times you got to just take action and find something, I'll have people that sometimes will post something and I'll be like, well, let me Google that for you. Let me go ahead and Google it for you. but it's true, guys. I mean, if you know, at the end of the day, we're going to be here to help you and support you, but you have to, take initiative on your own sometimes as well. So that's commandment number 4, guys. Ask questions, but use the search bar first. Okay. Commandment number 5 is to put in the work. Oh my gosh. This is another simple one, but sometimes can be a little bit tough, right? And here's what I mean, guys, is that at the end of the day, like what we teach here in Commission Hero, what we do, it is not a get rich quick scheme. It is not a magic pill. It's not a magic potion or you snap your fingers and you're rich. It is not, guys. And here's the thing, like you got to put in the work every single day. And I'm also going to tell you that success is not going to happen when you want it to, right? On your timeline, it is going to happen as long as you put in the work every single day, right? That's what you need to do, guys. I think that so many people, they focus on, the finish line and they don't focus on the daily work required to get to that finish line. Oh, and I hate to break it to you, there is no finish line because once you get there, you're going to keep on going. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, you got to put in the work every single day, right, Daz?
Yeah, absolutely. Because you think like finish line, but trust me, guys, you're going to hit $1,000 a day. And, if that was your goal, you're going after, thinking, God, man, just get to that $1,000 a day. Just get to that $1,000 a day. You're going to hit the debt and you're going to go past it. You're going to keep working. All of a sudden you forget about that. Now you want the $5,000 a day. And you forget about the $1,000 days back in the day. And now you're pushing for 10,000 and 15 and 20. It's amazing. You go, I didn't have a good day. I didn't have a good day yesterday. I only did 10,000. It's like, what about when you really wanted the 1,000? I mean, it's crazy how everything changes. Yeah,
it is crazy. It's and that's the thing. That's what we're talking about, guys. And those are great problems to have, right? Good things. But you got to put in the work every day, guys. And so you have to be consistent, right? Because the one thing you can't do, guys, is you can't yo-yo with the work. And what I mean by that is, right when you jump into Commission Hero, when you first start anything, like you're excited, you're jazzed up, you're ready to go. The first 2 weeks, the first 3 weeks, you're rocking and rolling, right? But then what happens is that motivation kind of wears away, and that new car smell kind of goes away, right? And then you're left with is work, right? And so that's what really separates the people that really have a ton of success and the ones that don't. Okay, the ones that are motivated, yeah, and sure they rely on motivation, but that's not their only driver, right? They just get going. They focus on their why. Like, why did they start this in the first place? To have more success, more time freedom, geographical freedom, financial freedom, right? They focus on that. And they just focus on it whether they feel like it, and especially when they don't feel like it, okay? So you got to make sure you put in the work every single day, right? And you have to do it when you feel like it, but more importantly, you got to do it when you don't feel like it, okay? Now, I know a lot of people will say, well, Robbie, I'm a busy guy. I don't have a lot of time during the day. I'm very, very busy. Like, I don't know if I can, commit to putting the work every single day. And my response to that is absolutely yes, you can. Okay, because I made a video about this the other day, but if you were to go ahead and check your iPhone, like for example, if you have an iPhone, you can check your screen time. And I would challenge you to check your screen time for the week and how many hours, hours you've spent on your phone. And chances are, it probably would be 5, 6, 7, 8 hours. In some cases, I've seen some people do 10 hours on their phone. And I guarantee you, those 10 hours were not productive. You were probably just a zombie scrolling on your phone, doing nothing, right? So I know you got time, okay? Because everybody's got 24 hours in a day. And I'm a big believer you have time for the things you want to have time for, right? That's just the way it is. So make sure you guys put in the work. And that's going to lead to longer term results, guys. I'm telling you right now, the harder you work, the luckier you're going to get, okay? Because what that does is when you work and you put in the effort, that opens up doors to things that you wouldn't have access to had you not put in the work, okay? So really, really important, guys. So guys, type in put in the work in the question box to let me know you're committed to putting in the work every single day, every single week, every single month until you get your results and get where you want to be, right? Because once you do that, and once you get there, you're going to want to keep going because it becomes addicting and fun. And really, I would much rather be in a position where I'm putting in the work every day, chasing my dreams, going after it, than doing nothing. All right. I'm telling you right now, guys, doing nothing takes work, and having success takes work. You just have to choose which work you want to do. Right. Right, Jazz?
Yeah, good. I'm seeing lots of putting the work in there. Good job. Good job. Good job. A lot of you guys typing in. Nice. That's what we want to see. Good.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah, so let's keep going here, guys. Commandment number 6 is this is a business and you got to treat it like one, right? This is not a hobby. This is not something you just do on the weekends, right? This is not something that you should dabble with, right? And the reason why, guys, is because if you treat this like a business, you will get way better results. You'll make way more money, and you'll have way more success. Okay, because if you're doing a hobby, guys, guess what? You don't really get paid too much to do a hobby, right? But if you have a business, oh, now you're going to treat it like a business. You're going to take it serious, right? You're going to be putting in the work because you have to put in the work to have a business, right? So really important, guys, you take it serious, you put in the work, and you make sure you just make it happen every single day, right? Treating it like a business is so important. And I have seen this so many times with people that, that were not successful with Commission Hero initially. And part of it was because they were dabbling. They were kind of just giving it a little bit of effort and a little bit of focus. And it wasn't until they got out of their own way, hunkered down, started treating it like a business, that their whole results changed. And then they went from not having success to then becoming very successful, right? And I know that, Daz, do you have anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, I tell them too, when you ask students what work they've done, how much they put in, did they do the tasks, and not doing them. Mm-hmm. And they say, well, I always tell them, treat it like a business. It's the same thing when you think about investing in your business, running ads, buying domain names, this and that. It's a business. It's a real business. So, I mean, guys, like if you went out and bought a Starbucks franchise, you're going to put a boatload of money out there on the Starbucks franchise. Oh, yeah. You're going to be working your tail off for I couldn't tell you how long before you turn the corner and be completely profitable with all your money back. This business, it's a business. Treat it like a business. Get in there, dive in, be dedicated, be consistent, carry out the day-to-day tasks you're supposed to do, and you're going to crush it. It's the ones like Robbie said, if you just do a little bit here, a little bit there, you're not going to get anywhere. You got to keep doing it again and again and be serious. It's a serious business. It's a serious business. It's not a hobby. Remember that. Big difference, okay?
100%. That's you got to treat it like a business, guys. And that's just really what it comes down to, because at the end of the day, this is the business. And one of the crazy things about this business is the fact that you can get started for so little, so little compared to the return you can get, right? And here's a perfect example, guys. So earlier this year, actually, I sold my gym, but I had a gym for many, many years, right? And since probably 2009, 2010, so a long time I had my gym, right? It was great and everything. But I remember when I first started my gym, it cost me probably close to $250,000 to get it outfitted, to get it set up, to get it running. And that was before I had any clients. That was before I even hired people. That was just for equipment, build out and stuff like that. And so, and the crazy thing is like that $250,000, I could have worked my tail off and I would never come close to the amount of money that I make with this system with Commission Hero, right? Like as an affiliate marketer, because that's one of the crazy things about this. Whereas you guys can get started with a few grand, right? Or even less than that. And then a couple months later, you can be making thousands of dollars per day, right? Which is unbelievable. And the great thing about this too, is what we teach you guys in here has stood the test of time. I mean, which, it's been working year after year. I've been doing this for 6 years now. Daz has been doing this for almost 2 years now, or probably a little over 2 years now.
Yeah, a little over 2 years.
Yeah, which in internet years is like 50 years, right? So it really is something that's going to be around for a long time. Sure, Facebook changes from time to time, but that just comes with the territory, and we're able to kind of get that work around things and figure it out. But guys, you got to treat it like a business. So important to treat it like a business as well, guys. Okay, so that is commandment number 6. All right, let's get to commandment number 7, which is running your own race, right? I see so many people, and it's easy to do. They compare themselves to other people's journeys, right? So, maybe they see Daz's, screenshot where he did whatever it was, 120 grand in a week, right? Of course, everybody wants to make that amount of money, right? Heck, I would love to make that money too, right? But the thing is, guys, is that everybody runs their own race. Daz started his race 2 years ago, right? He's got a 2-year head start on you, okay? So really important, guys, you run your own race. And I want to tell you right now, you are not behind. Okay. You are not behind anybody else, right? It's not you versus somebody else. It's you versus you. Okay. Really important to remember that because if you focus on other people's journeys and you focus on somebody else, guess what happens, guys? You're not going to be focused on your journey and you might trip and fall. So really focus, guys, on your own race, run your own race. And that way you'll have the most success because when you do that, you'll actually accelerate your results by running your own race. I mean, be really happy for people like Daz. Be really happy for other students that are crushing it. And that should get you excited because it just shows you once again, this works. It's proven. It can happen, right? And it can happen to you too, but you have to run your own race to get there, right? Right, Daz?
Yeah, definitely. And that's a good point because as coaches, me and my coaches, we get questions all the time. We get a student that, that maybe they're not as technical as some of the other people. Maybe, some of this stuff is very foreign to them. It's all new. And they're like, well, I should be up and running by now and I should be getting this and that. I'm seeing this person in the group. And I said, well, first of all, you got to run your own race and you don't really know the technical ability of the other person that was in there or what their past was or what they've been doing. So to kind of fixate on that and say, why am I not getting that results when they are? You're not comparing apples to apples. You just have to run your own race, achieve your own goals, break through your own barriers at your own pace. There's nothing wrong with that. You know yourself, what your technical level is, how good you are at doing this, and maybe you need to learn a little bit more on this. No problem. Run your own race. There's no timer on you. That's what we're trying to tell you.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree 100%. So yeah, guys, so promise me you're going to run your own race. Really important you do that. Because when you do that, you'll have even more success in the long run. I'm telling you that right now, guys. And that kind of brings me to a bonus commandment here, which is to win where you are, right? I see so many people that are trying to have, they're trying to, kind of be in the future, kind of skip steps and everything like that. And they don't see themselves as a winner where they are currently, right? So what I mean, guys, is win where you are right now in your journey. You're running your own race, but where you are today, have a win, right? So one of those wins could be, well, you showed up for the training today. That's a win, right? The next win would be like, well, I did the homework that Robbie and Daz told me to do. Great, that's another win, right? And here's the thing, guys, big time results don't come from big time actions or things like that. It comes from small little wins that stack on themselves and become big, big wins, right? So really important, guys, win where you are. So if you're just getting started and you haven't gone through the training, a win would be go through the training, right? So those are some things you can do. Daz, you want to add anything to that as well?
Yeah, definitely. It's achieving your own goals. That's what it's all about. It's really about hitting your own goals, feeling positive about it, and it's going to keep you going. It's like accept the wins, enjoy them. Small wins, like Robbie said, they build up to big wins, right? Yeah. It's not just about, like when somebody goes out there and say, oh, I'm going to hit like 14 home runs. No, a bunch of base hits will get it done. Don't worry about it. Just get small goals, small achievements, win where you are. That's a perfect one. I like that.
Yeah, 100%, guys. Yeah. So if you agree with me, guys, type in win into the question box because I want to make sure that you guys are going to win where you are right now. And just being on the training today is a win in my book because you're learning the step-by-step process to have success, which is great, right? So yeah, absolutely cool. And yeah, let's see here. Cool. Yeah, a lot of people type of win. Perfect.
Yeah, and basically like Robbie's saying, so good, you took action. That's what we're kind of saying. Take action. Every little bit of action you do is going to get you a big reaction, right?
Absolutely. Like that's, I mean, just imagine, guys, if you did something every single day to kind of move your business forward, and you look back a year from now, guys, that's 365 days. That's 365 wins, right? And then you times that by 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. Oh my gosh, those wins are going to be in the thousands. And then you're going to be seeing even more success. So really, really good stuff there, guys. So awesome. So we're almost wrapping up here, guys. So I want to go over kind of an assembly line once again. Daz showed his bubble sheet there, but I want to go over some step-by-step stuff, guys. So really the plan of action to going live is, you got to have that Facebook profile. We talked about that as well. Having the step 2 is the Facebook Business Manager and branding setup, which we'll show you in week number 2. Step number 3 is ad account warming and unlocking more ad accounts. Step number 4 is that funnel creation. And then step number 5 is the ad creation and launch, right? We're also going to get that all set up and ready to go for you as well. So this is kind of the assembly line in addition to what Daz was talking about. We'll get more into this in the next couple of weeks and get you set up and ready to go with that as well. So let's go over week one homework, right? So week one, first of all, guys, if you haven't watched all the videos in the members area and the guide section of the Facebook group, please go ahead and do that right now, guys. Make sure you go ahead and get that set up. Make sure you watch the videos, take notes, watch them once, watch them twice, 3 times if you want. Really important to do that because that's going to be a win, right? That's going to be where you're going to be able to win where you are. Watch the inspirational videos in the guide section. Okay, really important to do that as well because you're going to be able to see what's possible and start to picture yourself doing and being like that person that's having success. And then finally, guys, write down your why. If you haven't written down your why yet, or maybe you did in the past and maybe you need to adjust it or make changes to it, do that, guys. And then put it everywhere that you possibly can. Put it in your bathrooms, put it in your car, put it in your wallet. So every time you open up to pay something, you see your why. Like do whatever, put it as a screensaver on your phone. Write down your why and focus on it, guys, because those are some really, really important things that you want to do, right? So that's the week one homework. Make sure you go ahead and screenshot that. Obviously, we'll have this in the guide section once we're done here. We have the recording all set up, but really important to do that, guys. Really, really important. Okay. So hopefully this has been helpful so far, guys. Has week one been good, guys? Let me know in the question box if you guys have been enjoying week one so far and you're excited to get into the full 6 weeks of training. Awesome. Cool. Yeah, everyone's excited. Cool. I see a lot of questions coming in as well, which we'll get to those questions in just a moment here. I see a couple people asking. Yeah, here's a couple people are asking. Daz, you mentioned private coaching and everything like that. And so so just so you know, guys, Daz is actually a private coach. We have a whole staff of amazing coaches. And one of the cool things about it, they all started just as you did right now as a student. And so they've gone on to have success and become coaches and they're available for private coaching, right? And we'll talk about that in just a second. But, that's something that just to kind of give you an idea of what's possible. Like, we talk about, making, thousands of dollars per day, but, also it opens up other opportunities. Whereas if you're a student and you do thousands per day and you show promise, like I may bring you on as a coach, right? So there's a lot of opportunity that comes from being successful and putting in the work and having the success. So you never know, right? And so, Daz is a perfect example. I saw the success he was having. I said, man, I want to bring you on board and have you be a coach. And now he's the head coach, which is great.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, cool. So, yeah. And so just so you know, guys, one of the things I want to kind of announce as well, this is kind of brand new to what we've been doing, is if you are interested in getting extra help, I had a lot of people ask about personal coaching and private coaching inside the chat here. We'll answer a bunch of questions as well, but we also have a pretty brand new thing here that we're offering to people inside of Commission Hero, which is basically your own personal 6-week to success coach, right? So essentially what you're able to do is you can schedule a call with my team, and then basically you'd be able to get started with private coaching for 6 weeks, right? So you get private coaching for 6 weeks where the coach would walk you through step-by-step how to get started using what you're going to learn here in the 6-week success. So we have that as an option. I think it's going to be an amazing option for people to get set up, to get started, to get on the right foot, to not have to have any issues in terms of like, tech issues or, funnel building stuff or Facebook stuff, being able to have that coach walk you step-by-step personally to have success. And so we're going to have that available to you guys right now. This is a brand new thing that we're offering. And so you're welcome to go ahead and schedule a call with my team to learn more about it and to get started. And so just so you know, I think this is going to be really, really popular. We're going to have a lot of people that are going to want to take action and take me up on this. And so, we only have a certain amount of coaches. I believe we only have 7 or 8 coaches at the moment. So their calendars fill up fast. So you don't want to miss out on, if you are interested in doing that, I'll go ahead and post a link right now. Actually, let me go ahead and post a link in the chat so you can go ahead and set up a call with my team. All right, cool. Link is in the chat. Cool. Make sure you guys can take a look at that as well. But yeah, once again, guys, what we've done is typically with coaching is we have longer terms. So we have, for example, a 90-day coaching and some other terms, 6 months and everything. But one of the things I thought was, well, how cool would it be to actually have someone that you could work with on a one-on-one basis to get personalized 6-week to success coaching, right? So obviously me and Daz are going to rock and roll with this 6 weeks, but if you want that extra, a little bit of help, a little bit of attention, and maybe you'll get to week 2 and 3 and be like, oh my gosh, like I would love to have somebody like step-by-step walking me through it. Then this is going to be a great opportunity for you guys. So once again, I'll go ahead and click the link in the chat. I'll put that link in the chat in a little bit in another minute here. I'll put it in again. But for now, guys, go ahead and click that link in the chat if you're interested in learning more about that. Daz, anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, I mean, when we first kind of talked about this, because before we had 90-day and 6-month and, different packages, I thought this was a great opportunity. I mean, it's a 6-week. It's almost like basically either myself or one of my team taking you by the hand and just walking you through this 6 weeks success.
Yep.
They're going to make sure you set up. They're going to follow a curriculum. We designed the curriculum to make sure that we all teach a uniform method. And you're basically going to have someone in your corner all the time, one-on-one. It's great. I think it's a fantastic idea, and you guys are going to love it. Whoever goes for it, takes it, you're going to love it. You're not going to look back. So, yeah, great thing. Really great. I'm glad there's a lot of people posting stuff and adding in the chat on the side. That's awesome. I can see you're all getting pumped and excited. I'm telling you guys, it's a great thing.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that, this is I think all the coaches' schedules are going to get filled up pretty fast here because we got about 700 people on the training today. So yeah, we got a lot of people on. And so, yeah, so if you are interested in that, guys, make sure you do that and take action on that sooner rather than later, because once the coaches' spots are filled, it doesn't mean you won't be able to do coaching. It just means that you're going to have to wait a little bit, right? And so you'll be on the list.
My team and I mean, like I said, they can only really handle so many, obviously on top of this, we have our own business too. We're all doing this. We love this game. It's a great business. And I got to bring it back. I'm going to take it back a little bit when we were talking earlier, and Robbie was talking about his gym, when he was doing the gym and, treat it like a business. I mean, for those of you that know me and see me before talk and different things with Robbie, then yes, I used to be a contractor. Mm-hmm. I was in the construction game. I had trucks, I had employees, I had all this stuff. I'm telling you guys, I never was really into it because in all honesty, employees and the whole thing, it was wearing on me over the years. The deal it was so much liability, so much work to make the money, right? When I came across this, I always knew there was a dream. That's why I was always pushing. And I got onto this, and I got to say, the amount of jobs and employees I would have to sell to make this kind of revenue, it's mind blowing. It's like, I even told my missus, my new wife, like, do you know how many jobs I'd have to sell and how many employees and trucks and overhead and workers' compensation I would have to do to achieve these goals? It's literally mind blowing. So, I mean, I wanted to tell you guys that, just some background on me and exactly what we're saying about treat it like a business, because there's nothing out there with this kind of ROI, return on investment, nothing. and I never really had big tax problems when I was a contractor. So if that tells you anything, read between the lines.
Yes, exactly. That's the thing. It's and it really is. I personally haven't found anything else other than what we do in here that gets the results and does it quickly, right? I mean, it still blows my mind. Like, quickly is a relative term, but guys, like, we have people that within 6 months, a year, even less than that, are making like crazy amounts of money, and it's something that is really, really cool, and just goes to show that the reason why is because what we do is we keep it simple. You don't have to have the typical headaches or roadblocks that most people have, when it comes to having success online. Just follow the plan, right? But it all comes down to the foundation, right? Building that foundation, making sure you're in a good spot with your setup and everything you do, right? So. But anyways, guys, that's the link right there. Link is in the chat. I'll type it in again for you guys so you can get started. If you are interested in scheduling a call to learn more about your personalized 6 weeks of success coaching, once spots are filled up, they're filled up. And let's do a little Q&A here. We got a few minutes left, so I want to do a little Q&A. I'll pick a couple of questions out of the chat here. We obviously have a lot of questions, but a lot of the questions we answered. But let's see here. Someone wants to know if they should wait the full 6 weeks to start launching their ads, or if they can get started ahead of time, Daz. What would you say?
You can get started ahead of time if you've gone through the course and gone through all the deals, but I would recommend that you don't miss anything and you follow all the steps that we're doing. Is probably the safest, most efficient, cleanest way, because if you're saying you're ready, does that mean you've already gone through the the videos twice. You've covered everything. I mean, you probably should kind of stick around and go through it and make sure that everything's correct, right? Before you jeopardize anything that you did. That would be my advice on that.
100%. Yeah, I would agree. I would say that, if this is you're just joining Commission Hero and you're just going through the 6 weeks of success for the first time, I would definitely be in a position where you take your time, you go through the process, and go the full 6 weeks. I mean, because at the end of the day, you want to be in a position where you're set up for success. You don't want to make silly mistakes. And that's really important with this. So yeah, I would definitely take your time. Now, if you've been a Commission Hero and you've done this in the past, like, sure, maybe you're in a position where you get started a little bit sooner, but as I said before, slow is fast. Really important. Slow is fast.
and you may have an aha moment. You may go, aha, I totally forgot all about that. Yes, I get it. Okay, good, cool.
Yeah, exactly. So awesome. So then let's see other questions here. Someone's asking in terms of offers, like they're thinking about promoting, let's see, 2 offers at a time. Should they do that, and which offers should they promote? Well, good question. I would say personally, I would not do 2 offers at a time. I'd focus on 1 offer at a time, 1 niche at a time, 1 offer at a time. Now, as far as the offers, really we talk about that inside the Commission Hero course, right? So I would just go and make sure you look at that video, but it really depends. I mean, in the weight loss niche, there's a lot of good offers right now. There's BioFit and Flat Belly Tonic, and there's a lot of them, and it varies. But as long as you focus on the top, I would say top 10 offers, top 20 offers on ClickBank, you're in a good spot, or another network. But the most important thing out of that question is to focus on 1 offer at a time. Really important to focus on 1 offer at a time. Yeah. Otherwise, you'll get distracted, right, Des?
Yeah, that's exactly what I teach students. Focus on 1 at a time. I get a lot of students come in, I want to run like a DIY and weight loss, this and that. I go, no. We're going to do 1 and we're going to dominate it. Once you dominate it, then you can kind of look at spreading your wings, but really you should be focusing on 1 at a time.
Yeah, 100%. I think that, focus on that. And I've said this story many times, but, when I was, a couple of years back, when I really had my big breakthrough, I focused on 1 offer, and I ran that offer for months and months and months, and did very, very well. And to this day, any offer I promote, it's just 1 offer at a time, and I just keep on going until it doesn't work, and then I go to another offer. Right? That's really what it's all about. Another question someone's asking is about scaling. Are we going to cover scaling in the 6 weeks of success? The answer is yes. We will cover that towards the end of the 6 weeks of success, but we're going to go over that. We'll go over tactics, and I'm sure Daz will share a tip or 2 about how he's been able to scale. So that should be really good, right, Daz?
Oh yes, definitely. You guys are in for some good stuff. Absolutely.
Awesome, cool. Let's see here. What else we got going on? Yeah, go ahead and type your questions in, guys. I know
we just got another one. We got our first one of the 6 week. We got, is this being recorded? Yes, it's being recorded again. And last time we used to say it's $1 for everybody that asked that question.
Yes, exactly. So that's awesome. Because last time we did the 6 weeks of success, we had so many people that say, is it recorded? Is it going to be, at the time it was called the unit section, but now it's the guide section. And so every time I said anyone that ever asked that question, I would get paid $1. And so last time we did, I got very rich because of all those questions. So
every single call.
Yeah, every single time. So yes, it's going to be recorded. Yes, it's going to be in the members area. Yes, it's going to be the guide section. Really, really important. So I love that. That's awesome. That made me laugh. Let's see what else we got going on here. Let's see. People are asking in terms of landing page software, which landing page software they should use. Yeah, we're going to get to that in I believe it's week 3. But yeah, so personally, in the course, we recommend ClickFunnels. There's some tools we recommend you use. Like we'll go over ClickFunnels. We'll go over Cometly, which is a tracking software we recommend. And then for a spy tool, there's, I have my brand new spy tool, which is called Spy Hero, which I'll show you guys in the next couple of weeks in terms of researching ads, why it's important. So we'll get into all that stuff in the 6 weeks to success. But today, guys, it's all about mindset. It's all about getting you set up for success to start. And then the coming weeks, we'll really kind of get into the weeds when it comes to setup there as well. So that's going to be good for sure. Let's see here. People are asking in terms of credit card method, what type of credit cards we recommend. I mean, Daz, you probably have your answers. I mean, for me, I would say like, Amex, if you can get an Amex business card, that's kind of what I have been using the past couple of years with really no issues. I mean, what would you say, Daz?
I use the same. I use Amex Gold, so I get like 100 employee cards with it. So
okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
There's a couple virtual ones on you can get that I've never really used them myself. I've seen students use them, so they're available.
Nice. Yeah, that's awesome. What else we got here? What else we got?
I think for the U.S., one of the good virtual ones would be Revolut. It works well.
Yep. Yeah, Revolut's good. Yeah, so basically for you guys that don't know what Revolut is, it's basically it's like a digital credit card. So essentially it's an employee card, but basically you can create as many employee cards as you want, and they're digital. So that has a benefit, and we'll talk about that later on when it comes to getting set up and everything like that. But so let's see what else we got going on for questions here. Someone's asking Daz, like, what is the boat you were driving in that photo?
I knew that was going to come up. No, the one in the photo I had an Eliminator. I had an Eliminator boat there, but now I've gone over a little bit to a Tri-Tune, more of a comfortable ride instead of a fast ride. So I have an Avalon 24-foot Tri-Tune. So.
Very cool. Nice. Very cool. Yeah, I'm actually just waiting for my boat. So I'm down here in Florida now, and I have a dock out in my backyard, and so I ordered a Grady White, and I'm waiting for it to come, and it's taking forever because all the boats are backed up, but it's pretty cool. So I'll be getting in the boating world too. Maybe I'll have a picture of a boat. That would be on a boat.
Yeah, I'm going there this weekend. That's what it is. Play golf. That's the beauty of the business, freedom.
Yeah, that's great. I'm actually glad you said that, because I saw another question here, Daz, that someone was asking, like, how has your life changed since Commission Hero?
Oh my gosh. I mean, you're talking, like I said, I have nothing holding me down. I have pure freedom. We have a lake house. I go out to my lake house. I can work out there all week if I want to, and stay there for a couple of weeks if I want. I go, I'm here. I live on a golf course, play golf all the time, but I still have time to work on my business, because I never slack off of that. But the fact that I could travel around anywhere I want, it's great. I mean, I went to Cancun on that honeymoon. I was working there. I went to Vegas. I worked there. That's the laptop lifestyle. That's the beauty of it. It really is. There's nothing like it.
Yeah, I agree. There really is nothing like it, because it's just, being able to, essentially just, punch your own ticket, basically, where you're able to just, make as much money as you want. And, the great thing is, like, you can, if you want to, you can, make as much money as you want in a couple months, and you can take a couple months off. There's one of our coaches that, literally that's what they did. They worked hard for like 6 months, and then they didn't run ads not because they couldn't, but because they didn't want to. And they went, they spent like a 6-week camping trip. I mean, it was, that's crazy. Like, and you can't do that with a normal job. You can't do that with another, kind of setup, or if you have like e-commerce or Shopify or whatever, like, you can't really do that because you have to stay on top of it. Whereas, with this, you can absolutely have a lot of success. And, for me, like, I'll check my ads in the morning, and then the rest of the day, I'm not doing too much in terms of, that sort of stuff. I mean, that's the great thing about this, is the work is very front loaded with your setup, right? And then once you learn how to do this and get better at it, it takes less time, right, Dad? So that's also very
important. It takes less time. That's right. That's correct. And it's the same routine. I get up in the morning, and normally I can check my ads and go through all my campaigns, optimize where I'm going to optimize, scale where I'm going to scale, kill what I don't like, that kind of stuff. And realistically, it's, I don't know, it's an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours at the max if I'm going to do it. But normally a lot of times I can knock it out in an hour. But then you're working on copy and creative and different things. And like Robbie said earlier, I thought that was a great point that, it's not a set and forget. And it's definitely not a magic pill on this. It's a business, right? So when we say discipline, it doesn't mean you have to work 10 hours every day.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
Just saying, get a routine down and hold yourself accountable to the routine. Just
Yep.
say, look, okay, today I'm going to do this. Tomorrow I'm going to do that. Tomorrow I'm going to do this. But just be doing something every day. That's the real key.
Absolutely. No, it's so true. I mean, you just gotta get in the routine, do something every day, and then get better at it. Because when you get better at it, it takes less time, and you'll make more money.
Complacency is a killer.
Yeah,
It really is.
big time for sure. So that's absolutely true. Let's see here. Someone's asking if I can pop the link again for the 6-week coaching. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that for you as well. So you can go ahead and take a look at that. All right, I can just put that in the chat. So make sure you take a look at that. I apologize if there's some background noise. It's like actually raining like crazy here in Florida right now. We got it in the middle of a thunderstorm. But that's just kind of a Florida thing. Let's see what we got. Well, we'll answer a couple more questions here, then we'll call it a day. I think we're getting towards the end of the training. So let's see here. Someone's asking me what my why is. It's a good question. Good question. It's changed quite a bit over the years, but I mean, really the main thing for me is my why, honestly and truly, is helping other people, right? Like, when I first started Commission Hero 2.5 years ago, coming up on 3 years, my big goal was to help 1,000 people have success, right? And then we did that in the first, couple months. I said, oh my gosh, I need to have a bigger goal, right? And then just recently we hit 10,000 people. And now my big goal, or at least my next big goal is to get to 100,000 people. I want to help 100,000 people have success. So that's really what drives me, honestly and truly. I'm at a point now where, I've made plenty of money as an affiliate. I've done very, very well. I could stop and I'd be good, but that's just not in my nature. I love to help people out. I'm very passionate about that. And the reason why I still do the affiliate stuff is because I want to make sure that I'm, sharpening my axe, so to speak, and I'm still good at what I teach. And because I'll never tell somebody to do something or teach someone to do something that I haven't done myself. And then, obviously my other why is just make sure I take care of, my family, right? So, like about a little over a year ago, my dad had some health issues and I was able to take care of him and be there for him just because of everything I've learned in here and done in here. And just from affiliate marketing, right? Being able to get paid, not have to worry about being somewhere or whatever, just to be present with my dad. That was big. And now it's just, being able to be with my family and be able to travel and enjoy and live life, right? And so that's kind of been my big why, So hopefully that answers that question. Let's see. I think we'll do one more question each, right? So I'll answer a question and then you can answer a question, Daz, and then we'll call it a day here. All right. Let's see here. I'm trying to find a good one I haven't seen yet. I see a lot of the same ones. A lot of the ones were answered inside. Yeah, a lot of people are asking to go back to going over some of the things again. Yeah, just guys watch the replay. Once we post the replay, you'll be good to go there. Let's see. Oh, yeah, someone has a good question here. Someone's asking, do I think that Facebook ads with the iOS update and everything like that, is Facebook still going to be great? And here's my answer to that, right? I think that, every year that I've been doing Facebook ads, it's always been something, right? There's always been something, whether it's an update, whether it was a political year, whether it was iOS 14, whether it was whatever, right? There's always something. And usually there's a period of time where people kind of freak out, they get worried. And they say, oh, this is the Facebook Armageddon, right? Well, there's been like 5 or 6 Armageddons and we're still here. And I've made more money this year than I have last year, right? And the year's not even over yet, right? So it just goes to show, guys, at the end of the day, once again, it goes back to, that commandment, focus on success, right? I don't focus on the naysayers. I don't focus on negativity. Guess what? You're going to have problems. There's going to be, Facebook's going to change, but the key is you have to just go around and you have to just go with the flow, right? And just know that you're going to be successful and everything else will fill in from there. So yeah, I think Facebook's going to be around for a long time. I think obviously it's going to change year to year, sometimes month to month, but that's okay, right? And for me, I think that yes, maybe sometimes it's a little bit tough, but I think that's great because that means that only the serious people that really want to figure it out are going to stay, right? And there's less competition for me, right? So, and I think the same thing for you guys. As long as you stick it out and say, you know what, I'm not going to quit no matter what, then you're going to be just fine. You're going to make it happen, right, Daz? I mean, what would you say?
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. I was talking about that the other day. I was saying, that is it. Like you say, when things get tough every now and again, which even, I mean, prior, I used to do Shopify before back in the day, and the same.
Yep.
We dealt with changes, we dealt with different techniques, we dealt with, what works then doesn't work now. There's all different, but that's an evolving platform. We all deal with this. So iOS update came up, and a bunch of people got spooked. But in all honesty, it'll all shake out. It always does, and it already is. We're still students are still getting success. I'm getting success. Other people that I know are getting success. So it's not like it's not there. So everything's fine regarding that. And it's almost like the big bag boogeyman story or something everybody gets wrapped up in, which we've seen again and again. I mean, Robbie knows, like I do, they were going to roll out, CBO, which some of you guys don't know that, but it was going to be, that's the only way we can move ads. So you better learn it. It was going to happen. And it never happened.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Facebook never did it. You remember that? They never did it.
Yep. It's true.
And that was all the talk of the town forever. So all you got to do is follow the plan, follow the process. And trust me, if there's a slight change on a technique, you're going to get it, because you have access to all of us guys. Yep. So if something changes, horse's mouth's right here, right? Okay, make this slight adjustment. There'll be an adjustment. But right now don't read into that stuff when you're reading. Just kind of ignore it and stay on track. The track that you're on the right track. Yep,
absolutely. Dad, any other questions that we haven't answered yet?
Let me see. Let me look down. See if I put one out. There's one here on Facebook profiles. Yeah, Facebook profiles. So someone's saying here on Facebook profiles, different ways to make a profile. A good way is, just use a cell phone. It seems to be pretty safe to get a cell phone and create a profile. If you do, I would recommend you, use a variation of your name, your own selfie and stuff like that, just in case anytime you're ever asked to provide ID if you create a business manager. But that's a simpler thing. And I'll get more into detail with that. I mean, there's obviously other methods too that we'll talk about through the 6 weeks. But that's a good way to start. If you do want to get another one going, that's a great way to do it. Let me see here. So, I mean, we're kind of coming to the end here. So anyway, let me ask everybody. So how many people, who's pumped for week number 2? Can't wait for this to come up and really excited about us diving into this. Let me see it. Let me see a 1 in the chat. Let me see a 1. Okay. Yeah. Bunch of 1s. I like it. Yeah. It's been a great call. And like I said, I'm really excited to be doing this and going through again, that we can show some of the slight changes and stuff on this new updated 6-week.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's been great. Yeah, I'm really excited for the next couple of weeks here, and it's going to be awesome. So I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it up for week number 1. So great call today, guys. Good start. Excited to be back in action here, me and Daz. And really excited for you guys to start your journey for the first time, or maybe to restart your journey. Really excited for you guys here. So once again, thank you for everybody for being on today's training, as I mentioned. And we'll be back here next week, same time, same place, for week number 2. We got a lot to cover in week number 2. So make sure you guys are well rested and ready to take some notes and take action. And we'll talk to you guys soon. All right, guys.
All right, guys. Get on that homework. Let's knock these things out. We'll see you next week.
All right, guys. Sounds good. Take care.